Barry, you had 9 seasons with the Hoops across 2 spells, so you definitely have some nice moments to pick from on the pitch. If you had to pick one highlight from your Rovers career, what would you pick?
I think just probably the first game here is probably the biggest highlight of my career. I think from playing up the road and under youth level, kind of we were brought down here to see the stadium and had kind of team photos before every season. We kind of line up in front of the shell of the stadium then, and we were always kind of told, listen, you might be here one day, and to be there on that opening night and remember how competitive it was all kind of in pre-season and kind of the first few games of the season before the first game here, because everyone wanted to be in that lineup and wanted to have that jersey. I think it was a really special night, and kind of that night was kind of one of the highlights of my career.
I had a quick look at the lineups earlier. I think you're the second last person to retire. Owen Doyle is still gone.
Yeah, but I think he's gone now this week, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So, I think he kind of got a few more months ahead of me. But there's not too many months left around now.
In the same season, of course, there was Real Madrid. The Galacticos came to Tallaght. That must be a nice one to remember too.
Yeah, I think it was kind of murmurings of it kind of a couple of months before it happened. I think Barcelona, was muted as well, that they could be coming over, and we kind of didn't think anything of it, and then suddenly it was done and it was happening, and then suddenly there was kind of we'd obviously league games to play before that, and training sessions. We got hundreds of Spanish TV up down in Peamount kind of watching us train. It was just a surreal kind of week, and kind of the lead up to it, newspapers, it just felt like a proper professional kind of. It was a weird one, but I remember just lining up and kind of shaking hands with Ronaldo and then kind of looking over and seeing my parents as well. It was kind of a really surreal moment, but an unbelievable memory.
I had a look at the goal.com player ratings. It says Murphy 7, made a good save from Marcelo and a spill soon after, but still collected well, tidy enough. So are you happy with that?
7 against a clean sheet against Real Madrid. I would have been hoping for a little more, but I did only get 45 minutes, so I'll take the clean sheet over the 7 anyway.
Everyone talks about Ronaldo, of course, but it was also Benzema's debut, the current Ballon d'Or winner. He's only left the Spaniards there recently, and we came very close to holding out until his goal 2 minutes from time.
Yeah, I think Desi had a great chance as well to nick a famous win, I think, as well. He was put in over the top in his multicoloured boots and just put it too high over the bar. But yeah, it was unbelievable to play against those lads. It was kind of disappointed I didn't get to play against Casillas at the time. He would have been a hero of mine, but obviously they'd won the World Cup in the summer, so a few of the lads weren't there. But again, you're just looking at the lineup and Michael O'Neill's speech before it on who was marking who. It was just hilarious. Listen to Pat Flynn marking, I think it was Rayo from corners, things like that. It was an unbelievable experience.
The first game on Tallaght, of course, only one stand open at the time. 3,500 attendance, allegedly. A lot more really was in there. And then Dundalk in the summer, the east stand opened. Now we have the south stand. It's incredible to come back here now today and see what's coming with the new north stand.
Yeah, just even driving up the road and kind of from when I was young, getting kind of dropped into training and just seeing the shell of the place, and even driving up now and just seeing the floodlights in the distance. It's a proper stadium, really good ground, and it's just come so far even from my playing years here. The Real Madrid game kind of gave us a glimpse of what it could be, the kind of stadium with the temporary stands in and around, and just sitting here now looking out, it's just an unbelievable stadium, and it'll serve the community and the team well for years to come, I think.
119 clean sheets for you, which is a brilliant record. That puts you in the top 3, just below Alan O'Neill, and Alan Manis recently has overtaken the 2 years. Tough night for Al, obviously, in Hungary and the team, but it must be a nice company to be in with those two.
Absolutely, yeah. Just to be mentioned amongst those two lads, and obviously I played with Alan, and he's such a brilliant goalkeeper and a really good guy as well. I think it was obviously a competitive edge between the two of us at the time, but there was never anything bad about it. He was always there to help me and guide me through as well. And to see him overtake the record this year, it was he did really well to keep playing and at the level he's still playing at. But he always looked after himself so well, and it's good to see him still out playing.
And you were a 3-time Player of the Year winner, only man to do that with Shamrock Rovers. Normally those awards, of course, go to the attacking players, but you did it in the relegation season, and you did it back-to-back 2013 2014, so I imagine you're proud of that.
Yeah, it's funny, the year I won it, the year we got relegated, I think I went in for my first meeting with Pascal at the time, and he told me to throw them in the bin. They meant nothing, we got relegated, so I don't know whether there's an asterisk beside those two, but yeah, to win 3 Player of the Years was really proud moment for me and my family. And obviously, kind of you're hoping kind of it goes to a striker or midfielder. It means kind of the team is probably doing a little better, and just goals coming from everywhere. But listen, on a personal level, I was delighted obviously to get it. Yeah.
Even after leaving Rovers, you played for Bows and Pats. Did you always have that affinity with the club because you came up through schoolboy football? Do you class yourself as a Rovers fan?
Yeah, I think it's my club. That's kind of always been in the back of my mind. Obviously, kind of the way things went when I left for Bows, it was kind of a bit of a kind of a shadow kind of cast over things, and something I kind of wanted to fix with fans and probably some family as well. I think kind of I always wanted to come back, and when the opportunity came, I jumped at it straight away, and had a good number of years then when I came back, and did okay as well.
You announced your retirement there a few months back. Rovers got a good few mentions in your thanks and everything. What have you been up to recently since then?
Yeah, I went back to college 3 years ago, so I'm into my last year of college, and I'm doing a marketing degree. So yeah, kind of looking to get into that side of things now, and doing a bit of media work now with the co-coms. My first game was with Con last week, and it was really a brilliant experience. So something I'm looking to keep going forward now.
Yeah, so this new job, SRFC TV commentator for the live games, is this something you had ever thought about doing, or how exactly did it come about?
I think a few people have mentioned to me over the years about doing it, because I never kind of stopped talking about football. So they said you might as well do it and have people who want to listen to you. So it kind of came up that way. But obviously I've been looking at Graham and Con over the years, and the job they've done here has been brilliant. And when the opportunity came up and I got a call, I was only too delighted to jump at it and try and keep that going, that standard going.
Yeah, you're replacing Graham Garrett, and big boost to Phil, but you're a popular player, so I'm sure that will help. Have you got any feedback so far, and did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like a game. I was kind of nervous for the first 15 minutes, and then I settled in a bit. I think you probably hear my voice shaking a little bit for the first 15 minutes, but the same as a game. You get your first touch on the ball, and you kind of feel okay, and you can move forward from then. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and feedback has been good so far. So when you have a master kind of like Con beside you who can talk you through it, it's a lot easier.
That was my next question. Con Murphy, I've seen all his colour coordinated notes up in the gantry. Comes well prepared, meticulous research. What's he like to work with?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I think, well, first of all, he brought in kind of these taco chips kind of last week, so it was a good start, yeah. So I have to return the favour now on Thursday. But yeah, just to see his preparation for the game, I think I kind of came in with an A4 pad and a few scribbled down notes. So I've kind of a lot of catching up there to do with the amount of highlighter pens and things he has. But his knowledge of the game, I don't think he probably looked at the notes once. It's all in the head. It's just for reference. But he's just so good and so quick, and kind of the way he talks through a game, it's as any good commentator should be. You don't have to be there, because he kind of talks you through every moment. So it's kind of something I'm going to try and learn from. Take this opportunity to learn from.
I think it's been arranged as well that Ray's curry is going to be brought over to you, so you have that to look forward to as well.
Yeah, kind of all around the grounds when I was playing. I think Hawk is probably the worst, which you see lads eating chips behind you, or dying or starving during the game. So yeah, looking forward to that. It'll be my first chips in Tallaght.
Finally, we have 11 games left, league games left in the season. Hoops are 4 points clear, looking to complete the 4 in a row. Where do you think we stand at the moment? Would you be confident of us securing the title?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously Europe is special, and this kind of in around July, August is always a special time for players and a club, but the bread and butter is the league. And I think starting tomorrow night for the game, the second leg, we can obviously look at kind of getting back on track for the league games. And I think obviously with the game Sunday, I think it's a good one. I think Cork have kind of been struggling, and I think it's a good chance for it to bounce back and kind of keep that gap between us and the rest, and progress and keep going for the rest of the season.
Do you think we struggled a bit with injuries this season, and do you think the players that are coming into the team now Thursday and Sunday, do you think they can do the business for us?
Yeah, I think so. It's a squad game, and you just look at the lads that came in the Dundalk game in the Cup and the first leg as well. I think there's opportunities there for lads to come in and stake a claim, and you're coming to the business end of the season. Everyone wants to be involved, so I don't think there's a massive drop in player quality for lads coming off the bench as well. Obviously there's established players there, and we kind of maybe missed a bit of pace kind of in the last 2 games, but I think you'll slowly get lads filtering back in, hopefully now into the league games, and the lads that have come on have that extra little bit of experience getting exposure now in Europe, so it'll stand well for us for the rest of the season, hopefully.